everything. And of course, you know, Fasta needs no introduction. Amazing, amazing Mega Man player. There we go. Slurpee just a touch ahead.
Alright, so Mega Man 1, especially like this Cutman stage, pretty simple. There's not much to talk about. It's mostly just running and jumping.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a couple of more precise movements you can make to save a little bit of time as you navigate your way up through ladders. Of course, pause buffering to get through the eyeball enemies. But yeah, aside from that, pretty straightforward. Just about managing your health a little bit in case that eyeball gets the better of you on your way down, and just making it through as fast as you can.
Absolutely. You can see the power of optimal movement already, because like
both runners missing that corner jump.
Yeah, his stream started the game after Slurpee did, but he's already back ahead. So you can see, you take a hit, and you quickly press select twice, that pauses and unpauses the game, and it cancels your knockback. Later on, you'll see them using also the pause function in Mega Man 1 to let enemies' iframes run down while the weapon's not moving, so you can get multiple hits with one weapon. Here you'll see like a very small screen wrap here.
Yeah, in Mega Man 1 you can grab ladders at the bottom of the screen from the top of the screen. So that's a nice little trick that they can use, and you see Fasta using it there. Save a little bit of time. Slurpee as well. Fasta first to the boss room. And Cutman fight not too much to him as long as you know when to jump and when to shoot. You can keep a nice cadence up that he'll basically stay in place and not jump around like a madman.
Yeah, pretty textbook there by Fasta. And, looking like a similar fight from Slurpee. Alright, so now because they went cut first, both of these players, they will actually have to do a little trick in Elecman stage in order to get the Magnet Beam. Normally you'd need the Super Arm or Elect Beam itself, but...
Oh, a little bit of faster net there, it looked like. Brief hiccup.
Yeah, such as the internet.
We see Fasta making up his way up this this big ladder climb here. Can be annoying if you take damage from these satellites, but you see him doing like a little quick release of the ladder as he shoots and climb back up. He's practicing while he waits that one frame press of both down and B, working on that ladder grab for later.
Problems. I think he lost time by going the left route that time.
Yeah, he's not quite making that corner jump, I just say.
So yeah, Elecman's a very climbing-heavy stage.
Oh yes.
Which, you know, kind of makes it infuriating because of how slow Mega Man climbs in 1 and 2.
Right.
And also the first half of the stage, you do a whole bunch of climbing and you don't even have the weapon that helps you climb.
Right. And it's so nice once you finally get that Magnet Beam and just your movement becomes so much more speedy, so much more fluid throughout the rest of the stage and indeed the game. We see Fast very quickly getting the Magnet Beam. Slurpee going for it himself right now. He's trying to get that one frame press.
Yeah.
And there he is. He sets up on the ladder, shoots left, and now he'll have to hold right for 10 frames and then left for the next frame. Gets it. In and out, no problem. No soft lock on Mega Man. Early Magnet Beam. Job well done, runners.
Deciding to save a little HP there by avoiding the spine deboost.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea considering how much damage you can take both from the eyeball stomper at the end of the stage as well as the electrical beams on the climb up to Elecman. And of course Elecman himself if you were to take damage there. Although we don't expect either of these runners to do that. There's a pretty simple manipulation. to get him to just stand in place and die. Oh, Fast trying to place down that magnet beam, not quite having the timing there at first. He waits, gets the next two. Anything you can do to speed up the wait here. Normally you have to wait quite a long time, several seconds, to make it up the ladders, but with the use of magnet beam, just so, you can make it up without having to wait for them. We'll switch to cut blade here, and 3 shots and out. No problem for Fasta. Slurpee making his climb up, having to wait for these electrical beams, so we see a little bit of time lost there for Slurpee.
Yeah, he's got lots of HP though, so he can afford to screw up the fight.
Right.
Which is a nice thing. Yeah, see, you gotta move forward a little bit at the beginning of this
just
fight.
a little tiny step. And indeed takes 2 hits, but no problem for Slurpee. One of the times where contact damage is preferable to weapon damage against Elecman.
Yeah.
But no problem for Slurpee overall, as he puts down Elecman.
Looks like Fast tried to get set up for the zip, but he placed his beam too high. So now he's actually gonna have to spend some time in the water here, which slows him down slightly. Alright. That second beam looks good. There we go. So that's an interesting feature of the magnet beam, is that you can, like, place it on certain pixels, and you'll screen wrap and zip underneath the like tiles at the bottom of the screen, and then you can also trigger the screen transition from the wrong place, like that, and just wrap down.
We see now Fast making his way into the Iceman fight. Slurpee makes his way over the moving platforms of doom. It can really make your day go south if you land on them while they're shooting. No problem for Fast, so we're going to refresh this stream real quick. As myself and Colonel are just a second or two off from one another, so we're going to pop that real quick while we're in the fight transition.
Alright, cool. I'm seeing Fireman now.
Okay, I think we're good then. And
okay.
Teleport in.
Yeah, okay, you're still a little bit behind, but it doesn't really matter.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
just delay my commentary.
Oh, and now I'm going to be more behind because he just buffered. Nothing's easy when it comes to restreaming.
Yeah, restreaming sucks.
And same for Slurpee, we'll just refresh him here. See if we can't sync that up.
Alright.
Slurpee now going for this zip, and he gets it. Or, excuse me, Fasta. I'm sorry, looking at the wrong screen here.
Yeah, that middle zip is kind of very similar to the zips and the screen wraps that you saw in Ice, except the pixel is a little bit more difficult to read because there isn't a background cue for it. Kind of have to feel it.
And now for the fire zip here. Looks like he has the setup. And there he goes, gets knocked up just so. No problem for Fasta.
No, that was a walk.
Easy every time, man.
Just walk. The walk of shame.
Heard Slurpee there for a second, that's my bad. I turned his volume back on by accident when I refreshed.
Alright. Let's see. Slurpee's not gonna go for this second zip in fire, although he might go for the long one, I forget.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. That's the sort of trick he will go for normally, but I'm not sure how familiar he is with Mega Man 1 in particular. I just remember back in the Mega Man 2 tournament, he went for every last thing that was in the game. And oftentimes got them.
A very unconventional setup here for Slurpee. I guess he doesn't trust the climbing portion.
Interesting.
Whatever works for him.
That's
I've
right,
never seen anything like that before, but...
And hey, it did indeed work, so... We have no deaths on the fire zip.
Always
Very well
going for
done.
corridor zips.
Oh, get knocked backwards. A little bit of a a little bit of a moonwalk there.
Oh. And you saw him try to menu there. He was trying to menu away. He was trying to menu away from Magnet, but he was still taking damage, and his Magnet was still out.
Mm-hmm.
So it just replayed the damage animation over and over again.
Right.
You can actually use that to skip the refights in the fortress.
Right. In Wily 4, yeah, it's a neat trick you can do. As long as you have that item on screen. And Fireman is down for Slurpee. And we're going to see a right side setup for Fasta here. Oh, and no problem. Making quick work of it. And that gate crash will send him down to Bomb Man. He'll make quick work of him, presumably, with his pause buffer. Switching to fire right here.
Fast getting a gold split, actually, on Bomb.
Yeah, he's having himself a nice Mega Man, for sure.
Alright. So here you can see Slurpee making good use of ice on this bomb stage. Ice is a really useful weapon. It freezes enemies and lets you bypass them, especially the Sniper Joe,
Right.
who would otherwise follow you basically all the way across this screen.
Yeah, this Sniper Joe in particular, more of a Stalker Joe. He just comes after you with everything, and you freeze him, and it's super easy to get past him.
Mildly surprised that he would use the low ladder setup in fire and then not at bomb, where it's really easy to die.
Ooh!
You get a bad
And,
beam.
like you say,
Oh!
from your mouth to God's ears, Slurpee falling with that troll beam there. Oh, and doesn't quite grab the ladder, just a little bit to the right of it. And he's on his last life here. Plenty of Magna Beam to give it another go, but if he were to make another mistake here, it's going to be a game over. He has the setup, and he is away with it. So, a potential disaster mitigated by that final life for Slurpee, as Fasta takes down Gutsman, and it's on to Mega Man 2. Standard Flashman start here. And of course, we'll see him go in Heatman second, excuse me.
Every fire boss is Flame Man.
It is in my head, yeah. I can't help myself.
Alright, so we got just one boss left in Mega Man 1 for Slurpee. Oh. Okay. I guess he didn't trust...
Oh, and there's that extra life. I tell you what, we see it so many times throughout these races today. The last race and now in this race. When it gets down to it for lives for these runners, they get those lucky one-ups.
Yeah.
Those references, as we say.
Mega Man 1 reference. Get
That's
this
right.
guy a bingo card, etc., etc.
Passes, of course, on Rockman 2, so you see it's going to take 14 shots rather than 7 to put down Flashman there. Gets it done in the single cycle, though. Oh, and a nice quarter zip by Slurpee. Sends him right into the boss room.
Yeah, those are the most dangerous. Like, the one at the very end.
Right.
Oh.
And doesn't quite get the pause in, and Gutsman trolling him a little bit. We'll see what happens. And of course, because Fast is gone with Rockman 2 over Mega Man 2, he's going to save a lot of time, 42.66 seconds, over Mega Man 2, with those cutscenes being a little bit shorter. Or a lot shorter, actually.
Well, you just got to remember that with all the time save he's getting from the text, he's losing most... I think it's at least half of it back, anyways.
That's true, yeah, the boss fight's taking longer.
Fights.
Yeah. Of course, when you're on the level of Fasta, it is a little bit less of a time loss than you might see some other runners take if they were to choose Rockman 2 over Mega Man 2. But that's one of the decisions available to our racers throughout the tournament. Whichever they're more comfortable with, whether it's Mega Man 2 or Rockman 2, they can go that way. And now it's on to Rockman 2 as well for Slurpee. We see Fasta getting ready to take on these Yoku blocks after a successful zip. These Yoku blocks seem far more dangerous than they actually are. So many of these runners that you'll see go over them have put so many reps through these Yoku blocks that they really start to feel like second nature. And sure, you can fall into lava, sure you can fall into an open pit and die, but they know their timing, they know where they're going to spawn, and they make it look easy. And here's a Robot Master fight in particular that's going to take a lot more time, potentially, than his Mega Man 2 counterpart. Heatman taking 14 hits, and of course, that 30, 60, or 90 frame delay. As those 90s stack up, you start to think, boy, oh! And then a death on top of it. He's going to have to do the fight over again. And you know that's frustrating for Fasta. See Fasta staying very close, trying to make sure that when Heatman moves, he only moves the requisite amount of space before becoming a viable target again. There'll be one hit left. And down goes Heatman. Meanwhile, Slurpee making quick work of Flashman.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see which stage Slurpee goes for second.
Oh, he's going to go Heat second. Count on it.
Okay.
He is a man who will go for some fast air. Now he'll prove me wrong. But historically, he's gone for fast air when he plays Mega Man 2, so we'll see what happens. Stakes do change a little bit when you're in 46 Robot Masters, though. You know, you want to mitigate any potential disasters, and of course, dying in fast air can be pretty disastrous. But no, indeed, Slurpee going Heat second, so he will be looking for some fast air. But meanwhile, Fasta going for some fast air right now. Starting off with the Flash to get over these drill fans without a problem. And we see him switch to item 1. And away he goes, getting that D-boost. Oh yeah, he's going to have to alternate here. Use an extra item 1.
A little bit of trouble here. But
His
at least he got the birds to spawn correctly. He's not going to have to bonk anymore. He's got to pick up some HP, though, because he can only take one hit versus air, and that's not something that happens generally.
No,
usually
typically not.
At least 2.
See him switch back now. Of course, in Rockman 2, fewer health drops. In Mega Man 2, very easy to count on a health drop happening here. Not so much in Rockman 2, so we'll see how this goes for Fasta. I don't know that he's going to want to try. Oh, he gets the... Oh, he jumps over the little health. He's just going to go for it here.
Oh! If he'd taken the one, he could have taken the other as well. But I guess he didn't want to gamble 16 frames on another drop.
And there you
Instead,
see
he's just gonna gamble everything.
the
on
perfect
the
example.
counter.
The perfect example of Fasta's level on which he's operating, just avoiding any sort of time loss, even at the potential for taking a death here to Airman. But he's getting a pattern right now. He's going to make it through at first, and then we'll see what happens. And he gets behind him, and no problem. A wise decision by Fasta, even if it was scary for us.
I don't know about wise. It's a decision that paid off.
That's true. That's a better way to put it. The ends justified the means. And Slurpee putting down Heatman. He'll be given a go at his fast air attempt in just a moment.
Taking an extra death there would have been really bad for Fast for other reasons as well. Because
Right.
he wouldn't have a life to do the first zip and crash.
Yeah, and there's not a good way to game over very quickly in Crashman stage either. At that point, he might consider teleporting into Metal Man, but nope, he's he's up and away here. Gets the ceiling grab there and falls down, and he is away through the zip very quickly. Meanwhile, Slurpee going for fast air here. Not switching to item 1 as early as we see some runners go. But gets the D-boost. That's the most important jump right there, making it to that second Lightning Lord. Oh no! And he gets boosted too far on the third Lightning Lord into the pit. And there we see how it can all go so wrong so quickly on that fast air attempt. And now he's just going to game over and get all of his items back, fully refilled.
Yeah.
As
Not a
fast
bad choice at all if you're really, like, if you're really looking at getting that fast air.
Faster with a nice climb there. Switches to air, and he's going to be looking for the 2-shot. Of course, you need to hit Clashman, excuse me, because this is Rockman 2. You need to hit Clashman 3 times total in Rockman 2, so you can 2-shot him.
Yeah, both
Not
dice
happening this
rolls
time.
coming up empty.
Yep. But still a quick fight for Fasta. Slurpee not getting trolled by the Lightning Lord this time.
No, but he doesn't have enough birds on screen.
That's true. The birds flew off very quickly. Did not quite time his jump perfectly.
Yeah, you gotta get at least 2 of them on screen for an extended period of time, because as soon as there's only 1 left, it'll, like, prepare another spawn.
There's Fasta having to take that one up there to make sure he can do the Goodwood zip later. All sorts of buffering on Fasta's end. Slurpee now looking to pick up a little bit of health, same as Fasta was.
Fast turning on those lights, you'll need them later.
Of course, runners have the choice.
Yeah, I presume he'll be doing the second zip if you turn the lights on.
Oh, I certainly think so. His wiggle is very strong. See, Slurpee now, hey, getting himself a pattern as well. He should be able to make it out of here. Oh, but he goes to the right of Airman instead of getting behind him. Now he's going to have to do some dodging, but still getting some patterns here. Oh! Had the pattern, but landed right on the air tornado there. Oh, and Fast going for the setup. The item one not placed quite perfectly. Gets it the second try. And it'll cost him a little bit of time, but makes up for it with that zip. And very nice wiggles to get through that gate quickly. Oh, and the snipe from Slurpee there puts Airman down.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Facet making quick work of Quick Man. And it'll be on the Metal Man for him.
Yeah, this is a bit of a break stage,
Yeah.
I think, for a lot of people, because everything that you need to do is pretty simple, unless you're really pushing.
Yeah, you
For
can...
example, there's a couple extra zips that you
Right.
may or may not see.
May not see anything. There we go.
Whoa, is Slurpee going for Biggie?
Oh, of course he is.
Holy hell.
Absolutely he is.
Oh my god, what a guy.
Didn't quite work out for him, but props for the effort. Oh, and now he's struggling with the regular setup for the zip. There you go. He gets up there and grabs the ladder. Oh, he's up in the ceiling. I'm not really sure where. There he is. He found his way back down. Ideally, that ceiling setup for that zip can save a little bit of time over the normal bottom ladder grab, but it looks like he got himself a little out of sorts there for just a moment. And we see Fasta holding down B and making Metal Man stay in place. Making quick work of him. Making quick work of all the Robot Masters so far, except for Heat Man.
Yeah, holding B is good for... it's 3? No, sorry, no, it's like 5 hits you can
Right.
get in before he does anything. So that's good enough, as is, for Mega Man 2, but Rockman 2, you will actually have to do a little bit of reaction at the very end of the fight.
Let's see how Slurpee's climb goes. A little bit high for that first item 3.
Yeah, looks like
Makes
he's
it up
having
with-
a bit of a tough time.
Out being damaged. There on the second screen. Takes a hit. Fasta wisely going with Flash here, as opposed to using item 1 and getting up in the ceiling to go over the dogs. That can lose so much time if your wiggling isn't perfect. And the Flash zip is so simple. And now here we see the Goodwood attempt from Fast. Slurpee putting down Crash Man. Fast about to grab a ladder that you can't even see. Oh, there we go. Switch to the Heat to extend that zip there. And that way he can get over to a ladder. It's not quite on screen. Now he'll be charging his Heat so that he can instantly kill himself and respawn. And there you see him in the boss corridor. Goodwood achieved.
So you'll see a lot of Mega Man 2 players use Heat. You can use Heat or Air for the Woodman fight in Mega Man 2, and it'll be about the same length. But Air is way faster in Rockman 2.
Yes.
Because you can fire it so much earlier.
Yeah, just go right through his shield. And it's on to our last Robot Master for Mega Man 2. It's Bubble Man. Very quick stage when you have zipping capabilities, which of course Fast does.
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
really not too hard a stage either.
No, it's not.
So we got Slurpee doing the quick zip in the dark.
That's right.
Making me wonder, is he gonna try the second zip in the dark as well?
Oh,
my god,
Fast
he's
is
going to
streaming.
item 1. He's
Yeah,
gonna do it.
He's gonna go
do
for it.
Oh my god, what a guy. Oh, no, he aborted. Sorry, I'm still ahead, aren't I?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's okay. Fastest stream has gone offline, so we'll get that sorted. And there you see the faster nets in chat.
Meanwhile, Slurpee dispatching Quick Man with relative ease.
Yeah, Quickman taking 7 shots from Crash Bomber in Rockman 2, so you don't have any shots to spare, but you can get him stuck in the explosion animation, which will do multiple hits to him in one shot.
Very smooth first zip in metal from Slurpee. Let's see, is he gonna try the second? Yeah, okay. That setup might not have even gained him time, though. You have to be really, really quick to save any time.
But it looks so cool.
Yeah, it
So
is. It
he's
does
got
look
that going
really
for
cool. It's my favorite soft lock. Just do that zip so fast you end up in the little hole.
Right. What a silly soft lock, too.
Alright, so here you can see Fast, his stream's finally back up, and he is in Top Man stage. So
Get
Mega
that
Man
reloaded
3
here.
is Fast's best game by far.
Oh, yes.
He's a world record holder in the game, and his strats are really good, so we'll see how this goes.
And we're getting that loaded on the restream here, so we'll be back with Fast in just a moment. There we see him entering the boss room right now.
Okay, so here's Woodman stage. I don't know, I feel like we might have glossed over it a bit last time, but there's a couple things that you want to pay attention to here. Let's see, is he doing... Yeah, okay, so Slurpee's going to show off something else cool about this stage. Or he's going to try.
Yes.
This is something you don't really want to do unless you have a life to spare. Just in case something bad happens. But here you can zip past all these dudes.
Well, he gets the first screen, which is the most critical one. Second, no problem, and then third is free. Makes it through no problem. And he's already got the item 1 out, and let's go for Goodwood. Oh, jumps a little early.
Okay. So you need Quick Out in order to do a very similar sort of like top of the ladder shot to in Mega Man 1. Oh no!
Oh, and he presses left! So he's just got to walk down the ladder on the left-hand side of the screen, die, and I think that... Oh no, he's got the extra life, so good on Slurpee. He is prepared. He has another go at this. Although, no he doesn't, because he's going to die, so... He's alive, but he has to go away from Goodwood. He'll be making it through the rest of the stage zipless. Meanwhile, Fasta just showing off his dominance in this game, using topspin to get through the paratroopers over the lava pits. No problem whatsoever. Fasta not tapping while he uses topspin.
Yeah. So meanwhile, Fast did all of Shadow Man stage.
Yeah.
That's a good stage. It's got a really cool room in the middle where the screen goes dark. And you have to kind of memorize where all the platforms and enemy placements are. It's very, very satisfying to get right. So now coming into Gemini Man, which is another really tough, really satisfying stage. So we'll see how that goes. Slurpee's a little low on HP, so he's going to want to get a really fast wood fight here. Oh no. On the plus side, we get to see him do Goodwood again.
There you go.
And Dog Scrolls. It's like the highlight. So meanwhile, you're gonna see Fast setting up for the 1-zip in Mega Man 3. There we
Right.
go. We got it. No problem. So basically, when you exit a slide tunnel in Mega Man 3, underneath a ceiling, it pushes you. The game pushes you into the ceiling very briefly. And so normally you'd like, if you were holding right, you get clipped back a little bit. But if you take a hit while Mega Man's head is kind of stuck in the ceiling there, then you'll get zipped forward instead.
I see Fasta with all these single tile slide jumps. Very demanding maneuver. You only you have to slide for at least 8 frames before you can jump out of a slide, and you have just enough room on those single tiles to do so. Fasta making it look easy, and sliding over the stomper, no problem. And what a fight for Fast.
Yeah, it's a good fight.
Expertly done. As you'd expect. We're going to refresh his stream real quick. Don't be alarmed.
This is a little odd. For
Yeah,
Slurpee.
Slurpee's taking a detour here.
I don't know where Slurpee is in the stage right now.
I think
I've never seen anything quite like this. Is this a soft lock?
I don't know. I know there's an alternate zip that you can do that's a little bit slower, but
He looks like he's looking for a ladder somewhere. But
yeah,
can't find one.
He's got his heat out just in case.
You can't use any items or like shoot any shots.
Right.
When you're on the wrong screen.
Yeah, he might be stuck here. I think he's at the room right before the boss corridor. But that's just a guess. So he might be looking to password back in at this point.
Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and password back in. So Needleman, let's hope for a good fight. If things go badly in Needle Fight, things tend to go really badly.
Right. Well, things did not go badly.
Alright, so that's tough luck for Slurpee, but third time's the charm maybe for this Woodman stage?
Yeah, let's hope so. And poor guy has kind of seen it all through this stage so far. But on the plus side, those of you watching at home got to see a little bit of not often seen territory in Woodman stage.
Alright, so finally Fast is in the first stage of the game. You're seeing that Proto Man fight. It's very critical in Mega Man 3. To make those Proto Man fights fast, you need to be good at jump mashing. And there you can see killing him by the right wall. That's kind of the goal in each one of these fights.
Slurpee, meanwhile, going for the dog skip and not getting the wrap that he was looking for, so he had to take a death there. As he goes for good wood, excuse me, once again.
Alright, this looks good so far. So you'll see with the top first route, you have Shadow Blades to fight Magnet with, so this fight's going to go very quickly. There we go. That was a pretty much like textbook Goodwood there for Slurpee.
Meanwhile, Fast, no trouble with Magna Man whatsoever. Has the Shadow Blade. Puts him down very quickly.
Yeah, so here we are in a Hardman stage. Hardman stage is interesting. You'll see him killing these 3 bees so that they don't drop their hives.
And of course, having already defeated Shadow Man, he will use Shadow Blade here rather than Magna Missile. A little bit faster to kill him that way.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Slurpee on his final Mega Man 2 stage, mercifully making it through Woodman. You know he's frustrated about how that went. He is looking to close this one out and just move on to Mega Man 3.
You see him menuing at the top of ladders. That's actually because you can kind of jump off of ladders early in Mega Man 3. And if you do your menu there, like near the top of a ladder, then you'll actually get shot up to the top. And save a little bit of time that way versus just menuing on the ground.
Oh, we see Slurpee going for the item 2 zip and getting it at the end of the Bubble Man stage.
What a god.
And there we see. We talk about Slurpee going for everything. Well, he's going for everything here in Mega Man 2.
You can see he took a little extra damage in that Hardman fight. And that's so that you skip the like wait when Hardman crashes into the ground.
Slurpee now onto Mega Man 3. And he's starting with Gemini. We don't see that too often in the tournament, but certainly a viable starter route. A little bit more difficult than the others.
Yeah, it's difficult, and it's now like the slowest of
Right.
the 3 main routes as well, so there's not many people like sticking to it anymore.
It's one of those things that you learn it at a certain time in the progression of the speedrun for the game, and you kind of stick with that. I mean, whether it's, just what you know, or you didn't have time to learn another route. Oh, we see Slurpee taking a death there, going back to the beginning of the stage. It's a pretty gnarly checkpoint, in fact, for Gemini Man stage. You don't get that second checkpoint until you get to the water.
Yeah, there are a couple rough checkpoints in Mega Man 3. There's actually, like, each game has its own really rough checkpoint
Right.
that you don't want to have. Like, for example, Iceman. Oh my god, that
That's a
checkpoint
terrible
is so
checkpoint.
awful.
Yeah.
Right at the Yoku's.
And of course, usually when you're dying in Iceman, you have very little or no Magna Beam left, so it's even worse because you actually have to do the Yokus.
Mhm.
See Slurpee making it over the Proto Man pillar there. Let's see if he goes for this zip here.
I think
Yep,
he
it
might
is.
have tried it.
Yeah, I don't know that he got it. Not quite, but he definitely went for it.
Mhm. So you can see that Fast is jumping off of Rush Jet repeatedly at the top of the screen. This is because of 2 things. Number 1, you you reduce the ammo usage because Rush Jet only drains when Mega Man's actually standing on it. Number 2, he's getting his sprite off screen, which is reducing lag. And there's actually a funny thing that happens because like your hitbox screen wraps when you jump over the top edge of the screen. So you can sometimes find yourself like triggering things that you would normally have to be standing on or whatever, like those cloud platforms.
when...
Or you can use, like with the dragonflies, they end up flying to the wrong place.
And speaking of the dragonfly, it flew to the wrong place for Slurpee there as he gets knocked back off the platform and has to start the water screen over again.
He's going over the blocks with
Sure
the
is.
extra lag from music, so that's a little bit interesting. That usually turns out poorly.
Do you think it's just a smart strategy to, after the music comes back to just go Rush Marine at that point?
Yeah, at that point, you're not even losing a weapon swap for it, so...
Oh. Faster net strikes again. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, he's just coming up this ladder in Spark stage for me.
Yes.
Into the Met Dozer room. Alright. Cool. So, like most of the other stages in the game, your magnets are kind of measured. You have exactly the right number to do whatever strats, and so you don't want to waste any. Magnet Missile is probably the most powerful weapon in the game, balanced only by its, like, ammunition count. It does a lot of damage and it tracks enemies, so...
No problem over that last little bit for Fast. Into Sparkman. And he'll be on to Mega Man 4.
A very fast reset and swap there.
Yes. We'll go ahead and refresh during the swap. And it'll be Brightman to start with for Fast and Mega Man 4. Pretty standard starter.
Yeah, I'd say that most players at all levels favor Bright first, especially for something like a race.
And it's just so nice to have that flash stopper throughout. It's such a powerful tool in Mega Man 4. Oh, the Noodle laser for Slurpee in the stage. And another! The shot at one too many, taking care of the Hammer Joes there.
So, a lot of the time you can gain or lose in this Bright stage is from these grasshoppers,
Right.
who are obnoxious, but seem to have been okay for Fast in this case.
Yeah, they can jump short or long distances, and you kind of want them to do one or the other at certain points throughout the progression through the spike section.
Yeah, pretty much you are looking for long jumps from all but exactly one of them.
Right.
There's one that you skip, and you want it to get left behind. You want it to do a short jump so you can scroll it off screen faster. So here's Brightman fight. It's not so bad, but you have to be careful of Bright's HP. So you're gonna see Fast do one hit for one damage, and the rest are gonna be charge shots. And that actually skips all of the HP values at which Brightman does a flash stopper.
And no problem for Fast. He just puts down Brightman. And as long as you can avoid that stopper, like you said, you're really at very little risk of anything. It's that stomping that Brightman does once he stops time. That's where you really get into trouble with Brightman.
Alright, so Slurpee progressing through Sparkman stage here. He's gonna have a little bit of a different Sparkman fight because he doesn't actually have Shadow Blade as weakness. He's gonna have to use a soft weakness, which in this case is Needle Cannon. And that only does 2, so it'll be interesting to see how he does the fight. It's a little bit longer and a little bit more involved. Ooh.
Yep, he did not jump out of that slide there.
Oh no.
And the game over on top of it. You typically, I think, just want to do a little jump off of there, if I'm not mistaken, rather than doing the slide into a jump.
You slide on all of the pillars, and you want to walk across all of the elevators.
I see, okay. So just did not quite have enough frames of slide in order to jump out of it. But he's getting back in there and going back through the stage. As fast as acquired the balloon, making his way over these moving platforms here over the spikes.
Okay, so here you can see Fast coming into this Pharaoh Man fight. So the key with Pharaoh Man is that you want to stay close, and that's kind of counterintuitive for a lot of people. They want to stay far away because they feel safer, but you're actually safer when you're right next to Pharaoh Man because he does this charge attack, which is really easy to dodge more often the closer you are.
Yeah, you just wait for him to flash, and then you jump, and you'll dodge his big shot every time. And of course, no
So
problem for Fast there.
Here you can see how different this spark fight is when you're using Needle.
It takes quite a bit longer this way, only doing 3 damage.
Not even. It only does 2, actually.
Oh, 2!
So you gotta
Excuse
get
me.
14
Yes.
hits. Alright, so ring stage. You'll see good use of the balloon in this stage. The balloon is a great utility weapon. It's like an amped up item 1, almost, except you can't zip with it. Well, you can zip with it exactly once.
Right. Yeah, using Baloo for optimal movement throughout ring stage and skull stage is very satisfying.
Yeah, if you nail it, it feels great. So Fast is actually down a little bit of HP here, so we'll see what happens. He might be just hoping for some HP later on.
Right. Of course, there is that that big health that is available in the course of going over these rainbow platforms right here. But I suspect he will not go for it. And indeed, but it doesn't matter anyway. He gets the drop, so
Yeah.
no problem for Fast.
I think that the Mega Man 4 man himself, Chelny, once told somebody, I forget who it was, but I remember reading this, that if you're going to get that HP, it's not worth doing the balloon strats at all, and you should just use Bright for the first half to save the HP. Oh no! Fast dunking himself in the pit and ring there.
Oh yeah.
So now he's got lots of HP.
Right. Silver lining. The nice thing here, he does not go back very far on that checkpoint. He is past the mini-boss that he just killed, so not too terrible a death there, as these things go.
I'm actually kind of liking the Bright backup here.
Sure. Yeah, he's going to save all the remaining Pharaoh for the Ringman fight itself.
So here, the fight with Spark against Magnet is a little bit different, but it's almost as fast because it does the same amount of damage as Shadow Blade does. You just can't shoot it diagonally, so you have fewer options for attacking.
Both Magnet and Ring going down in close proximity to one another on the stream. Slurpee progresses on in Mega Man 3, and Fast is on to Dustman.
Dustman is the most terrifying stage in the whole game, if you ask me.
I am 100% with you. The slowdown and all the spikes and the pits and everything. Especially if you choose to use Pharaoh instead of Bright. Which, Fast is going Bright here. It makes this first screen in particular a little bit easier as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's actually both faster and easier when you use Bright in this screen. The second screen gets a little bit slower, but is also much easier when you use Bright.
Right.
So a lot of even top players favor Bright in this screen.
Oh wow, excellent movement off of these blocks as they're spawning by Fast. Wasting no time. And there you see the slowdown in play. Of course, Fast switching to Ring here, he's going to be using a little bit more advanced strat by using Ring rather than Buster here, which will allow him to get through this Crusher section a bit faster, if all goes well.
His lineup wasn't great for
Right.
Fast Crusher, so he waited an extra cycle. Right, so here it's interesting to see Slurpee wait that long to switch weapons. Usually you switch back to Buster at like the checkpoint.
Right.
He's got no magnets, so this
Oh my.
Hardman fight is going to be very interesting.
Well, get ready for some Buster strats. What is the, if you know, the soft weakness for Hardman?
Hard Knuckle. There is
Oh.
no other soft weakness, I don't think.
Okay. Well, he's not going to be using that.
Yeah. So, doing this Buster fight damageless is very difficult.
You take minimal damage from the fists, but or the hard knuckles, but I guess it's 3 because he had 3 left and he died. But he had very little health going into the fight, so it was going to be dangerous one way or the other. And now we'll see the aforementioned zip, I believe.
Yeah,
Using the
this-
balloon.
This should be good. Yeah, there we go. Good setup, good execution, easy every time. Alright, so now you'll see him use balloon to speed up some of these ladders as
Right.
well. Balloon's very useful. You can create a platform, like you can artificially extend a platform and slide it along in some cases, and you can jump on it even while it's despawning, as long as I believe you have to like move 4 pixels laterally onto it in order to actually get to use it as a platform, and then as long as the explosion sprite's still there, you can jump off of it.
Now we'll see him switch back to the Flash Stopper, and that will allow him to just cut through these enemies very quickly and avoid these enemies dropping from the ceiling onto him. See him drop at the very end of that screen there, but no problem.
Some interesting magnet strats here at the beginning of Snake Stage. I've never seen this before,
That's
but
a
they
good point.
look effective enough.
Yeah, oh, but he gets
Oh.
knocked down there.
He's getting infinited here.
Oh, man. Well, it was really good until it wasn't really good anymore. Now he'll switch back to Buster before
So that's
switching to
Skullman
Jet,
fight.
presumably. Yeah.
That Skullman fight is actually 100% manipulable, except for the length of his shields. If you move before shooting, then Skullman will do shots. And if you shoot before moving, then Skullman will jump and do a shield. But he will never do the same thing more than twice in a row. So that plus your positioning can manipulate the fight completely from start to finish. So Dive Man stage is another kind of dangerous stage. It's mostly about like your slides though. because you cannot jump out of a slide underwater in 4 or 5.
And again, we see very tremendous use of the flash stopper to get through much of the stage without worrying about the enemies moving. You can kind of trade health for flash stopper throughout this stage, but you have to have one or the other to make it through successfully. And it's very easy to take damage once you get to the later portion of this stage. If you start hitting the rays, you start hitting these green guys in the water. I'm not sure what they're called.
I just call them mines.
There you go. And what do you call the red mines? Also mines?
Also mines, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. You see Fast switching over to Skull Shield here. Canceling that slide before he goes over those spikes here. You cannot slide over those spikes. It looks like you might be able to make it, but we've seen a few runners take that death there, trying to press it. Slurpee through Snake Man.
Alright, so now he's going to try for an animation skip. Looks like he missed it. Basically, if you're on the magic pixel that warps you up directly to the center of the screen instead of doing the jump animation, then you can get a second part to this animation skip, where where you like place yourself while the victory fanfare plays. Like you touch the exact point on the screen where you would do the weapon get, and it just like triggers it automatically.
You see that as a possibility also on Ferroman stage.
Yeah, that's the only other one where it's RTA viable.
Yet more use of the flash stopper here as Fast makes his way through Drillman stage. We're going to see that come most into play on this final screen as he approaches the boss corridor. We're just going to avoid all those boulders falling.
Yeah, it's going to be very important that he has good slide chaining. So flash stopper only depletes its timer while you're not sliding. So with really good slide chaining across perfectly flat ground, you could extend it indefinitely. Instead, you see Fast actually deliberately waiting a little bit at the top of this ledge so that it doesn't run out at an inopportune time. Meanwhile, we've got Slurpee taking out Top Man here with a hard knuckle. You can see how much faster and easier that fight is with the weakness.
Oh yes. And now it's time for everybody's favorite Robot Master, Drillman, who can be a bit of a jerk. But we'll see how or whether or not he cooperates with Fast. And gave him a couple shots out of the gate, but then dove pretty quickly thereafter. Does up to 4 dives after the initial one, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, well, he could dive forever if you can't get regular hits in.
I see. But Fast is able to get some regular hits in on that second pop-up. Make pretty darn quick work of Drillman.
Alright, so we're into the last stage of Mega Man 1. Sorry, Mega Man 4 for Fast.
Right.
I can't believe I just said Mega Man 1. Why would I ever... I don't know. I don't even like Mega Man 1. Why would I mistake this game that I love for Mega Man 1? Anyways, so Flash Stopper is going to be very crucial in Toadman stage. Again, you're just extending your flashes with good slide chaining. And there are some risky slide jumps that you can make here, but it looks like Fast is actually skipping all of those because you can easily find yourself going over the edge because they're difficult to see. It's kind of unclear where the ledges are in that waterfall room. Alright. Slurpee's through Mega Man 3. Now he's into Mega Man 4 as well. So not quite a full game behind Fast at this point.
Of course, Toadman is a boss that you can completely lock down as long as you keep a steady attack cadence on him. And there he goes. And it's on to Mega Man 5 for Fast.
So meanwhile, Slurpee's doing Pharaoh first, which is a route that I favor, actually. It gives you access to the Pharaoh shot, which is very powerful, and also to the balloon as early as possible. So you can see him waiting just a tiny bit there to line up that slide jump across to the balloon area. Normally, like, if you did a bright first run, you would be able to just use Flash Stopper to make that trivial. So, Mega Man 5 is a game where the typical Robot Master run actually diverges, kind of deviates from the typical RTA, because there are these beat letters that most RTA runners are going to want to pick up, because beat really speeds up and helps with some sections in the late game. Most importantly, taking some of the randomness out of the Wily Capsule fight. But since you're not going to use beat at all, you don't need to get the letters, and that's going to lead to some interesting things. Most spectacularly coming up in Crystal Man stage.
And no problem for Fast.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting to the shield when he got the chance to. And meanwhile, on the right side of your screen, Slurpee getting got a little bit by Pharaoh Man.
And here's like the worst position it's possible to be in this Pharaoh fight. You do not want to have to be doing extra high jumps to get over those, because you have to time them just perfectly. Plus, if he does a jump, it's probably going to be towards you, and that's going to put him in the corner, and that's a bad place to kill bosses in Mega Man 4. Because you got to wait for all these explosion bubbles to pass before you can do the weapon get. So here's Gravity Stage for Fasta. This is where you'll first see the use of the Super Arrow. Super Arrow, of course, being the utility weapon that you get from Starman. Yo, he nails the first one. Let's see if he gets... Yeah. Easy on the second. Now, this screen coming up here is the bane of my existence. It's one of the hardest screens in the Robot Masters, I think. It's very particular about how you do your charge shots and your movement. So now you'll see Slurpee into Brightman stage, the common second stage for Pharaoh First Runners, but technically you could put Bright anywhere from second to fourth if you go Pharaoh First without changing much.
If you were to do it later, 4th, would you still want to use Pharaoh there, or are you using some Dust Crusher in there, or how's your weapon?
No, you're not using
choice?
other weapons. The reason that I do Bright 4th is because I find Ring in the Dust stage is harder, and I use Pharaoh strats in Dust anyways.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Alright, so that gravity fight that you saw is completely scripted. It's the same every single time. So it's basically just learning the pattern and then executing the pattern. So here comes Gyro stage, which is Fasta's favorite stage. He talks all the time about how much he loves this stage.
Oh, sure. Oh, and he saved that last bit of Super Arrow to get up and get that refill.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't even know if it's half a second of time save, but it's time save, so you gotta get it.
It's time saved, and it looks great.
So here you can see how there's potential to make this Brightman fight faster by using the Pharaoh shot, because you can actually just like use the little globe, the spirit bomb that appears above Mega Man's head, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can hit with that. The spirit bomb disappears, but you still have the charge as long as you don't release B. So then you come around, wait for iframes to... you can wait for iframes to deplete, and then after he's vulnerable again, then you hit him with the charge, and you got two charge shots for basically the price of one. So here's a very difficult Gyro Man fight.
Oh yeah.
Press B, press B, press B, press B. Oh, he pressed it early. Press B. Press B 7 times usually. In this case, he's going to have to press it a couple more, but...
He just wanted to prove you right that it's difficult by having to switch to a second weapon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, super difficult.
Hopefully he doesn't prove me right about Crystal Warp.
Oh, don't even get me started. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, sorry, I guess that was a sensitive...
Oh no, it's fine. It all worked out in my race after that one, but that did not go my way. I kept jumping. I'm sitting there like, why am I jumping? Stop jumping! And then I just keep jumping. I don't know what my problem was. It's funny how that happens sometimes. But we got it sorted out for the next race. It all worked out okay, but we'll see how it goes for Fast here.
You're gonna see him. You're gonna see him taking damage. He's taking damage deliberately. He wants to die in a very specific way. So you'll see him place 3 standing arrows for a setup here, or maybe he'll just try the Mega Man 1 setup. No, it looks like 3 standing arrows, one after the other. And basically what happens here is he gets killed by one of these cup and ball guys on the same frame as the next guy is spawning. And what that does is basically the death fills the screen up with explosion sprites, and those go into all the object slots. Meanwhile, the second guy is trying to spawn, and one of the parts of that spawn is it like copies the bottom sprite into a new sprite, but the object table doesn't have any space left, so it just spits that new sprite or the properties of that new sprite into like Mega Man's location data, and suddenly it takes him 45 seconds to respawn, and he respawns at the boss checkpoint.
And depending on your setup, that can save, what, between 8 and 14 seconds? 8 and 12 seconds,
yeah,
something
it's
like that?
8 and 14 seconds off of a perfect stage.
Right. It's a very fascinating thing to watch, to see a player die, and then the screen sits there, and sits there, and sits there, and then, oops, now we're at the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Every time we see that in chat, people are fascinated.
Yeah. So now we got Slurpee coming into Dustman stage, another very difficult stage. A legitimately super terrifying and difficult stage. And then we've got Fast coming into Napalm stage, which is also a little bit difficult.
Well, I suppose you could get
There are
crushed.
ways you can get tripped up on this stage.
Yes, that's true.
Particularly in the room where you do the first arrows.
Right.
The waterfalls.
He only deals with 2 of the drills, though. That's good. That's the ideal way to handle that. If you miss a slide even a little bit, you're gonna have to wait for that 3rd one, or go to Star Crusher. No problem with the arrows. Has plenty to get these last 2 off.
Yeah. Fast has actually been working Mega Man 5 recently, and I think it's showing
Oh yes.
in a lot of these areas.
Such a movement-heavy game, obviously. There's so much tech with the super arrow and getting set up for that. And now we see him making great use of the gravity hold to get rid of... I forget what the horizontal, not missiles, are called. I know the gray ones that go vertically are missiles. Rockets, whatever.
I call them,
Yeah.
I call them missiles as well, or
Okay.
rockets, whatever.
Great.
I don't really care. So here you can see him actually manipulating extra missiles from Napalm Man, and that's because the explosions from the napalm bombs cause a lot of lag. So you can actually make sure that you get always missiles by staying far away from napalm. So Slurpee's in some trouble here. He's got no HP. So he's got to kind of hope that the Stomper goes high on him. There we go. Alright, so Stone Stage for Fast, and an unfortunate death on Dust for Slurpee. Dustman sucks.
Indeed.
Even though he didn't, in
Right.
this case. Not yet, but
He both sucks and sucks.
yeah.
Now, Fast on Stone Man stage. It's a fun stage to get through, and of course, a very, very simple boss fight at the end of it.
Yeah. Stone Stage is really hard, and Stone Fight is really easy.
Right.
It's an interesting...
And then we see the super arrow strats over the mouse room.
Yeah. Squeaks trolled them a little bit there. That's the one rat that you're trying to kill.
It's funny how certain enemies throughout the series have earned special names. Of course, we have Roland in Mega Man 6. Just go that extra mile to troll you.
Yeah, Mega Man 6 has all sorts of
Yeah.
special names for special things.
Slurpee now putting his balloon to use and making his way up through Skullman stage. As Fast gets ready for the epic showdown with Stone Man. Oh, just kidding.
He's actually having some trouble with it.
He's giving him the big jumps, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. So now he's going to be going into Chargeman stage, which is a nice stage as well. It's another difficult stage, but it's got these very nice arrows that skip large portions of the outside screens. So we'll see if Fast's able to nail all of these, and if he gets a drop for the last one. That's a good first couple arrows here. Now, I think I have it on good authority that Fast dedicates all of his chicken rooms to Chicken Room.
Oh, of course.
So, there we go.
Slurpee putting Skullman down.
No drop for arrow, so he's not going to be able to do an arrow over this. Still a really fast stage for Fast.
Right.
Oh, and he nails the kill on the last guy there. That's... Sometimes the guy will just block your shots or
Right.
whatever, and it's really tough to get the hits in the first place, so... Let's see if he's able to do a fast charge man fight here. Looks like it got slightly off the rails, as it were.
Oh, nice.
I'm really sorry for that. But he's able to recover pretty quickly.
Power Stone, of course, everyone's favorite weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on to Waveman now.
Yeah, Waveman is a stage.
Yeah, it's... As intended, it's kind of a bad stage in that it's all auto-scroller. But you get some pretty great music, at least. But we'll see, I'm not sure what Fast is going to do as far as super arrows and boat skip, so... What can we expect to see?
He's gonna go almost guaranteed for everything. I have a correction from Fast in his chat. He says Chicken Room was dedicated to Power Stone.
Oh, well, who wouldn't dedicate to Power Stone, really? And here we go. He's got the super arrow out.
There we go. So that's a very good bubble skip from Fast here. And now you're going to see him going for the boat skip as well. And nailing it handily. So here, this has the added bonus of letting you completely not worry at all about these two auto-scrolling sections. You only have to worry about the mini-boss in the middle.
And making sure that you come back on the screen at the end, or by the end of the auto-scroller section. Otherwise, it's a soft lock for you.
Yeah, there's two distinct ways to soft lock this. You can not make it to the screen transition, or you can like do the invisible stuff and not come back on screen afterwards. Alright, so here we're going into Dive Man stage for Slurpee. He just came out of Dive Man stage and he's coming into Dive Man stage.
Right. And we'll see what sort of fortunes he is met with Dive Man's diving. I meant to say Drill Man on one of those, but, you know, we're going to roll with it. Oh, okay, Slurpee cutting away from that spike pit there at the last moment.
Yeah. So there we go. A gold split on Wave, actually, for Fast. And he's coming into his final game. Meanwhile, Slurpee, you know, not making bad pace through Mega Man 4, other than the couple deaths he took. Like, he's doing fine.
Right.
It's just Fast is incredibly well practiced in all 6 of these games.
Oh, yes.
So.
I mean, even before the community had kind of taken up doing some dedicated 46 work. Like, Fast was pretty well up there already. He had a sub 150 time like a year and a half ago, something like that. So once he dedicated some real time to it, you just saw how quickly he was able to drop it down. Him and among others who have really put the work into 46 RMs and just cut the time significantly. Down to low 140s.
Yeah, it's really impressive how this has brought a lot of people out of the woodwork to produce great runs.
Slurpee done with Drill Dive Man. And on to Toad, and then he'll be on to Mega Man 5. This Fast makes his way through Windman. So far, so good.
Uh-oh.
Buffering notwithstanding.
Oh, I was hoping that I was going to buffer and you weren't. So that we'd
Nope,
be
no
synced.
such luck.
No such luck. Okay.
So Fast is just entering the boss corridor here, and you'll be fighting Windman, of course, Buster only, as he's his starter boss here, but you can save some time on your charging of your Buster in this game by sliding. You save about a frame for each slide that you do while you're in the middle of your charge. Speed up just a little bit. And of course, bosses have a full second of invulnerability frames in this game, so you have to wait just a little bit to attack them. You can't just mash them out, which can be a little annoying as you go forward in the game.
Yeah. It's weird, actually, because, like, I play Mega Man X games a lot, and
Right.
a lot of the bosses in Mega Man X have 60 iframes, but it feels so much longer than 6, just
Right.
because I'm used to classics having very short boss iframes.
Yeah.
Alright, that's all for Slurpee in Mega Man 4. There we go. Took him a little bit to get that swap going. So here you can see Fast going through Flame Man stage. Yes, actually Flame Man stage.
Right.
And this is a very technical stage as well. Like, it's basically a masterclass in basic movement, and I really like it for that reason. This is the stage that I learned how to play Mega Man 6 on for this tournament.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of getting used to the slide mechanic in this stage, for sure, with all those little platforms going over the oil, and particularly on its last screen. You really have to get your movement down in Mega Man 6. Whether you choose to do all of the sliding that you can do or not, you have to be aware of the difference in those physics, and the inability to slide immediately out of a jump makes such a difference. Just being able to work within the movement of the game. And an easy Flame Man fight for Fast.
Yeah, so you can see he kind of walked against the right side of the screen after that kill. If you can end boss kills towards the right-hand side of the screen, it's a little bit better, because for some reason, when you're like walking and jumping against the right-hand side of against the right wall, it despawns some of the boss explosion sprites and reduces lag a little bit. It's very weird. See, here you can see the Starman fight. for Slurpee. Something I don't think we covered when Fast went through. You can like do charge shots through. You can poke your Buster in through Starman's shield and hit him with shots that way. It's a little bit easier with charge shots than with lemons, but you can do it with both.
Right. And of course, that saves time on the fight, not having to wait for him to shoot his shield at you. Down goes Starman for Slurpee. As Fast as looking for some butter here. Oh, has to pause there.
Alright, so here's a Blizzard Man fight. It's a little bit random, but it looks like Fast got a good opening. It lets him get to this right-hand side of the screen. So not only does that let him do the lag reduction at the end, it also like shortens the first roll from Blizzard if he does do any rolls. Because he's so much closer. He starts way closer to the right-hand side of the screen than the left.
Oh, and Slurpee, the super arrow not moving as fast as he was looking for there. Takes contact damage on that cannon. That starts right back on the... just a few moments earlier on that same screen. Able to get that item refill for a super arrow. They go right over all of these cannons and the Stomper. And now it's on to Plant Man. For Fast, of course. Plant forms are very likely to be showing up in just a bit.
Yeah, I think he does plant forms. So, for the uninitiated, plant forms is basically there's these platforms that open up when you shoot them at the end of the plant stage, and you can avoid opening them up by landing on them and immediately jumping afterwards. You have 4 frames to do it if you're not moving. If you're not moving horizontally, I guess I should say. And only 2 frames if you are. So... got 1-jump golems in both cases here. A little bit of a choppy stream from Fast. Unfortunately, he does have internet issues in the channel.
His health is good, so there we
Nailing
go.
those platforms.
No problem.
He's a little bit dicey on that landing on that last ledge, so Mega Man 6 ledges are interesting. To say the least.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you can, like, get onto... you can look like you land on a ledge, and then the game just decides to drop you off. Here we go. 5-hit cycle for Fasta.
It's not the perfect 6, but it's still a very fast kill for Plant Man. 6, 7. 7. However many. Oh, and Slurpee falling off the arrow there on the back end. Had enough juice to try to set up another pair to go across, but chooses not to do so. And we'll see if he saves that for the room where the letter is a little bit later on. Fast on to White Hat's favorite stage, Tomahawk Man. A great mix of music and aesthetic. And there indeed, Slurpee the right-hand side of your screen, using that super arrow to get over the falling platform screen onto this auto-scroller.
Turns out the conventional wisdom about platforms is a dirty lie. It appears to be 6 frames, 6 frames.
Oh! So there's no penalty for moving.
With yeah, Baron says 6 and 6 with a dead frame on the stationary landing.
Oh! I guess it's that dead frame that catches people up. Huh. Interesting.
Jeez. When I thought it was 4 frames, I was like, wow, I'm never doing platforms. But now I'm really considering doing platforms at this point.
You
it's
have
like a whole tenth of a second.
Yeah,
Super easy.
that's basically infinite time when you think about it. You're actually losing time by not going for it.
Frame perfect, so there's no point in not doing platforms.
Yeah. So there you go, all of you runners who are out there watching this and thinking, I need to pick myself up some Mega Man 6. Platforms are bust. You heard it here first.
We've ruined so many people now.
Yeah.
Alright, so that was a pretty solid Tomahawk stage. Tomahawk, of course, is a little bit of a break stage, so I completely skipped it in favor of talking more about platforms. So here we're going to see Crystal Skip.
Yes. Everybody's
from,
favorite.
Slurpee. So we'll see if he's able to nail his setup. I'm not sure what kind of setup he uses. He pulled out arrows, so he's not using a slide setup. But he might do either the 1 arrow or the 3 arrow setup.
Well, what are the differences between the setups for those who are unfamiliar with them?
So for the 3 arrow setup, each arrow is a standing arrow off of the previous one or off of the ground for the first one. And that's what you saw Slurpee do. The 1 arrow setup is like nailing a perfect vertical pixel with 1 arrow. So you just jump up and, like Mega Man 1, you just nail the perfect pixel. The slide setup is different. You stand like right next to this to this first cup and ball guy, and you slide on the perfect alignment, so that you die on the frame that the next one spawns.
And that's the most difficult one, is that right?
Yeah. This is the one that you can save the most time with, though, because it avoids a weapon swap, and also you can set up a... there's like an object ID setup that lets you spawn in earlier.
We actually saw Jonathan X Spiderwebbia do that in his race with Big Zeef earlier in the tournament.
Yeah, I don't think he got the manip for the earlier spawn in, though. So here you can see Fast doing the patented fastatcc Yamato fight, taking a bunch of damage, but maintaining iframes.
Did not give Yamato Man a victory today, although we did see that from both of our racers in our earlier race this evening. On the Nightman stage here, where Fast will have the opportunity to go for this very quick jump to make his way over this pit and underneath the spikes, nails it, no problem. And he'll switch over to Yamato's Spear now.
Yeah, he's abusing a little bit of an interesting feature of coming out of pauses, where stage-like objects continue to move while you're coming out of the pause, but you don't. So he slides so that he's able to make it underneath, and then pauses at the right time so that the spike ceiling will continue to go through its cycle, and then it just retracts before he even stands up.
We saw Slurpee there on the right side of your screen having to manipulate that eddy to get an item drop so he could use super arrows over the big guy screen in Napalm Man stage. Now using Crystal here as opposed to Gravity Hold. Just wants to make sure he's... Oh! And it looks like the Mad Nerd knocked him into the spikes there. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I was watching Slurpee's screen, but... A death for Fasta on Nightman stage.
Alright, so he's coming into... So here's the Nightman fight. He wants as few jumps as possible. Looks like he's gonna get at most one, which is very nice.
Yamato Spear cutting through Nightman's shield. If you are doing this in the normal progression, you would never know this, but he blocks other weapons with his shield, but Yamato Blade cuts right through it. In addition to being the weakness. Very useful weapon. And it is down to the final Robot Master for Fast. Only Centaur Man left. Everybody's favorite underwater pony.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, we got Slurpee doing Stone Man stage. So, this is again a very involved sort of stage. Gotta be very careful about your super arrow usage. Oh. So you can see that he also missed Squeaks. So he has to kind of modify his arrow strats. He's very low on HP as well, so normally that's not too much of a problem, but there are a couple enemies that can trip you up here. Oh, that's too low! So here, that's also too low. Okay. So I guess he's going to... Oh! Having some trouble getting through the shields there.
Yeah.
You can sneak a charge shot through those shield guys and kill them from the front before they open up, but kind of tough to do with lemons.
Meanwhile, Fast coming up on the final showdown with Centaur Man.
Yeah. This is gonna be a 143, which is a really, really good race time.
I believe that is the best race time we've seen so far in the tournament. I know Chrissy had a 144, and we've seen some 145s.
Yeah, I think that's a tourney best for now.
An official timer on RaceBot of 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 24 seconds for
That's
fastatcc.
an incredible time.
Amazing. A run with very few mistakes. A death on Nightman being chief among them. And it not being all that bad, if we're being honest. Obviously, by virtue of a 143 in a race.
Yeah, Slurpee having some trouble here with Stone Man, but he does actually pull through and get the kill. It's mostly like you're not really ever in danger of dying against Stone Man, unless you screw up and like get landed on or whatever. It's more about losing time, and you can lose lots of time from extra high jumps if you miss shots. So.
Oh, and now we'll see how Slurpee closes this out as he makes his way into Charge Man. Winding down Mega Man 5, soon to be on to Mega Man 6.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the Crystal Eye pretty early here, but he'll have it out ready for the chicken room.
Yeah, that's a good backup actually for like missing your arrows, because the Crystal Eye does 2 damage and can help with and like skips the extra swap back to Buster that you would otherwise do. Looks like he jumped for the letter there. Didn't get it, but it doesn't matter because this is Robot Masters only.
Maintaining the use of that Crystal Eye by virtue of having enough ammunition to make it through this last screen, or onto the last screen rather, and
oh no! Looks like he was trying to slide into one of the missiles and slid into the guy instead. So now he has to redo this chicken room with Buster.
Yeah, that's a pretty rough checkpoint, and then on top of it having Buster only. That's, well, not Buster only, but having no Crystal Eye.
Yeah, I'm not actually aware of a second weapon that could, like, do 2 damage to these guys.
We saw earlier Richard was using Gyro, which certainly not as ideal as Crystal, but seemed to be a little bit more powerful than Buster.
Yeah,
that and you can hit the mouse as they run across the floor as well a little bit easier than if you're not willing to wait for Charge Buster.
This was, in fact, I believe, the fastest race time in the tournament so far, Stumbleverse.
I believe that is correct.
I'd have to go back through the match.
Well, I'll take a look real quick as we let Slurpee continue on in Mega Man 5.
Awesome.
So let's see here. We have a couple 145s from Nero so far.
Yeah.
And then, let's see.
Alright, he's through the guy. Here we go.
There we go.
Coming into this fight, he's got 1 HP. I don't know if he has any spare lives.
Oh, let's hope so.
Let's do this. He's got no spare lives. Okay. Let's see. Lots of energy for... Oh, no.
Oh, man. The ceiling drops. Baron with a 145. Becco with a 147, which I mention only because Becco doesn't run 46 Robot Master, or he didn't until he joined the tournament. So, no surprise, really, that Becco has taken very quickly to these games. Of course, my co-commentator here, Mr. Colonel Fatso, with a 146. Darko posting up a 150, which we also point out because he plays on a Wii. So his loading times take about 2 minutes. Yeah. Over the course of the...
more like a 148.
Right. So very impressive. And then we have Prissy with a 144. Pot with a 150. And Fast previous best was a 145, so indeed a 143.24 official time is the fastest so far in the tournament. So congratulations to Fast, not only for winning, but for posting the leading time so far.
Yeah, way to go, man. You done good? So here we go. Now we're finally out into the latter part of this Charge Man stage again. He's gonna pick up this super arrow ammo, and normally you would not make the swap if you get the ammo that late. But honestly, to like reduce the difficulty of this section, it might be recommended. Even if you didn't quite nail getting through all the enemies that way.
Just a reminder to folks watching or just joining us, congratulations to Fast, and immediately at the conclusion of this race, we're going to go to our next race, Dark Terex versus Prissy. You want to stay around for that. So that's going to be a hell of a race right there. Of course, Prissy burning well beyond the midnight oil here. 4 a.m. his time right now.
Nah, that guy doesn't sleep.
Nope. I've learned that a lot about much of the Mega Man community, that sleep is not really a thing that happens. Which makes putting on a tournament like this really easy.
Yeah, exactly. So here is Slurpee through Charge Man. He's got one boss left to go in this second to last game.
The final time for each racer's run is factored into tie-breaking scenarios for advancement into the knockout round, so that's why you're going to see him want to close out here.
Yeah, so for seeding in the bracket, and of course also for tie breaks, if it comes to that. Got a very interesting scenario in my pool, actually, where we could end up, like, conceivably have 2-1 tie 3 ways, and then the race times would become very important.
Yes.
Slurpee seeming to have a misunderstanding, I think, of how this bubble skip works. So he's going to end up just writing them at this point, I think.
He might have seen it once or twice and maybe even done it once or twice, but not necessarily known all of the finer points of it.
Oh, looks like he was trying to like get up on the earlier bubble there, but I think that usually ends poorly. I don't think you can actually jump up onto that arrow that you shoot even at the first possible frame without dying on the spikes. So he's gonna try it again with Rush Jet. No, never mind. He's going over to the other one this way. Okay. I thought he was trying again with Rush Jet, and he was gonna be my hero.
Slurpee just has it in him. He has to make moves. Even if things don't always work out, he's going to go for them. Mm-hmm. And you commend him for that.
He's a hell of a guy.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, I've had the wonderful opportunity to go to a couple GDQs, and Slurpee's definitely one of the favorite people that I've met there.
Oh, yeah. Everyone loves Slurpee.
Alright, taking a death on that auto-scroller, but it's not going to be a problem because he does have a spare life, and it spawns him right back here at the beginning. Now he's got full health. He should be able to get through this, no problem.
It's interesting. One of the things that occurs once you get on the boat is that you cannot enter the pause menu. So if you found yourself with low health, you can't use an E-Tank, exactly. And of course, can't also use your boss weapons.
Mm-hmm. So now we're through the auto stroller section here. Just gonna have to do the boss, and then it's just one game left to go for Slurpee. Looking like he's aiming for 2 1x of some sort with this time.
It's always nice to see after a run has had its share of struggles for a runner to finish out strong. You know, it's always a victory for everyone, I think.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hope for that right here with Slurpee. Let's continue cheering him on, give him our energy.
There we see the switch over to Mega Man 6 and our final game.
Awesome. I'll be back in just a moment.
Okay. And of course, we'll see how Slurpee adapts to the changed mechanics in Mega Man 6. Not jumping out of sliding. A little bit heavier of a Mega Man. If he just chooses to avoid that by not doing as many slides. We spoke about it before, but staying within yourself, very important, not only throughout this race, but in particular throughout Mega Man 6, as it feels quite a bit different from the previous sliding Mega Mans. Now it's on to the Windman fight. Slurpee has more than enough health. Should not be an issue here.
Alright, I'm back. Just
All
had
right.
to take a quick snack because my stomach was killing me. Alright, so he's through. That's one man down. Just 7 Robot Masters to go. Hesitating a bit before going to Flame Man there.
Yeah, it looks like he almost went to Blizzard Man, in fact. But he got it sorted out. Pat, so you've done a lot of commentary throughout this tournament. Have you seen a lot of people miss menu? Like when they're selecting their Robot Masters? Because I can only recall one time.
Yeah, only a few times.
That's nice. That's always really frustrating when that happens. Because it's obviously an unintentional mistake. No one's like doing that, trying to do any secret strats or anything, and then there's really no great way to ever get out of an incorrectly selected stage. You just have to game over. Very frustrating. Slurpee choosing to kill Roland back there, by the way.
Revenge for Squeaks.
That's right.
Alright. So this last screen of Flame Man can trip people up, but thankfully there's a checkpoint right there, so if you get to it, it's fine. One of the more cruel checkpoints for dying early in the stage, though.
Yeah, it's sort of similar to Gemini Man in that regard. The checkpoint coming pretty late.
Oh, the famous Buster to Buster menu there.
Oh, yeah, and of course it takes forever to open a menu and then close it again in Mega Man 6. The menu in Mega Man 6 is a little bit convoluted. You have two choices for Buster. You have up at the top if you're switching between the Rush suits and normal Mega Man, and then down in the weapons section as well.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an odd design choice, but whatever.
It's just one of those quirks in the same way that there are little quirks throughout the games as you progress through from 1 through 6 that you have to get used to. Menus being primary among them. All the menus are different throughout 1 through 6. And knowing how to get through them quickly and efficiently, very important. Saving just a little bit of time.
All right. So, yeah. You gotta be careful with your slide cancels in Blizzard Man stage, because on the ice, if you try to do a turn cancel, which is, like, for most people, the most common cancel, if you try to turn around to cancel your slide, then you're just gonna get rubber banded all the way back. But if you press A to cancel, instead, then you'll continue your momentum.
Yep.
Instead, and
there it
just
was.
like you saw Slurpee do there.
God, it's like he knew what we wanted to show off.
Oh no,
Yeah.
taking a game over at the end of the submarine screen there. Oh,
Oh, yeah, that slide just
coming
went
up just
a
a little bit
too
short
far.
there.
I guess short or far, depending on how you
short
look
or
at
far,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. A submarine can be tricky. Of course, if you're standing a little on the lower parts of the submarine as they go into the water, you can hit those lower spikes as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a matter of knowing where are your safe spots and not overextending yourself. Now, although Slurpee has fairly low... oh no! Slurpee going for that jump there onto the bomb and got Mega Man 6'd off of it.
Yeah, gotta worry about those ledges. You always want to give yourself more space than you think you need to make
Absolutely.
those jumps.
Yeah. You just can't get away with those narrow jumps that you can throughout the other games.
I think that Slurpee is in fact using a mic, so we can't use his game feed.
That is
Sorry,
correct.
we can't use his audio.
That is correct. was
Alright.
playing some.
I think he might be back down to his last life, so you can.
I think that's
gonna have
correct.
to hope for a good blizzard fight here.
Yeah, his health is fine, and although he had a pretty low Flame Blast, you don't really need very much to get through Flame Man. It's just 7 shots, and only uses 1 shot per, so he has more than 7. You should be good to go.
Yeah, he's got 1 shot to spare here, so he can tink once, or like shoot into iframes once, but there we go, he's good. Alright, so now he's coming into the hardest stage ever, Plant Man.
It certainly feel that way at times.
It's just impossible,
Oh yeah,
even if plant forms are literally free.
we know that now.
I've
There,
learned 6 frames. Yeah, exactly.
shame on anyone who does not do plant forms going forward. I mean, really, just GG right then and there.
Alright, so here we go. Into the checkpoint area. This is an area where, like, it's very crucial to shoot your flame blast at the right time, or else you're just gonna add to the leg that's already on screen.
And these grasshoppers have pretty limited hitboxes for the size of their sprite, so you have to be a little precise with how you shoot them. See Slurpee getting through the second Gorilla Golem, no problem. Back to freeforms.
Oh no, he slips off the...
Yeah, that one in particular, that second one there, causing the game over. That's the one that gives you the most trouble, in my experience.
Oh, having a tough time with the Stomper too. It's really easy to get comboed.
Yeah, once
take
that
one
first hit, yeah, exactly. But he gets past them.
Alright, so here we go. He's got another chance at this. I guess, is he going for plant forms again? That'd be pretty fun.
I
He's got
suspect
lots
he
of
will.
ammo.
Oh yeah, that's a nice pickup for him.
Alright, let's do it. Let's do it, bud. You got this. It's 6 frames every time, man.
Oh, and he's doing it without having full health, so he's going to have that little bit of a halt every time.
Oh, yeah.
No problem
That's the
for him,
worst
though.
part.
No problem. He makes it over the platforms and just has to negotiate these springs. And, oh my goodness. What a boss. That second time through, no problem at all.
Literally free.
Oh, he does not get the manipulation on his first attempt. We'll go to getting double shots per cycle. And down he goes.
All right. So here's Breakman.
I love some of the bios that are like the most obvious thing in the history of the world. Master of the Tomahawk. You don't say.
Oh man.
Fascinating. Plant Man. Flower Fancier. That's actually a pretty good one. Just because you get to use the word fancier. You don't see that one too often in your normal walk of life. At least I don't. But then, you know, I don't really understand why Centaur Man's ability is unknown. You play the game once, you know what it is. Stops time. What's the big deal? It's not like that's an uncommon thing throughout the history of Mega Man. It's a great mystery in this one.
All right. So his ammo looks good. Doing the swag extra kill on the last shooter there. You kind of want 4 shots to go into this screen, because that lets you kill all the enemies that are in your way.
Right.
There we go, just like that.
Now it's on to the fight. We switch into Plant Barrier here, and you have just enough shots to put down Tomahawk Man with the Plant Barrier.
Alright, so here we go. We're in the Yamato's Man stage. This stage is not too bad either, honestly. Once you know what you're doing, it gets easy.
Except for that fight at the end. That's a hell of a fight.
Oh yeah, it's impossible to not take damage in that fight.
Impossible.
Literally impossible.
No one's ever done it.
Not taken damage in that
Nope.
stage. In that fight, sorry.
And if you say you have, you're a liar.
Alright, so let's see if he's able to nail this fight. Alright, well, with a Yamato fight that would make the legend fastatcc proud.
Keeping it close is Slurpee. Getting that health down there.
All right, here we go. Nightman stage.
Oh, and Slurpee getting the
Oh,
jump.
he slid just a bit early there, so he came
Oh
out of the slide.
no! But he did the hard part. Then,
Yeah, that's too bad.
yeah.
All right. So he's to the checkpoint. Getting onto that first platform, I feel, is the hardest part of this room. Once you're on, you're probably good. Now let's see if he's able to... He's pretty low on ammo, so I don't know if he's gonna do Mad Nerds here. Didn't quite work out the way he expected, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was going for the 3-shot or just trying to make it through by any means. Yamato has this weird property where the shots alternate the height at which they come out of the buster. So the first shot, I believe the first shot's low, and then the second shot is high above the buster, and it keeps alternating, which each subsequent shot. So with that, you can actually get through those 2 Mad Nerds with 3 Yamato spears, but you have to have pretty tight timing to do that. And you have to have the shots set up properly to come out to do that.
Alright, now he's going to have to use Buster to finish off this fight, because unfortunately he did miss a shot. Thankfully, Knight giving him patterns that let him... let him attack.
Yeah, normally Knight will block your shots if he's on the ground. When he's in the air, you can shoot him.
Alright, just one Robot Master left to go for Slurpee here. Coming into this Centaur Man stage is gonna be a good time. Let's cheer him on as he does this last stage. Oh, he tried Miracle Jump but didn't quite make it. Okay. Here goes. Just about to the checkpoint here. He's swapped early to Night Crush, which is a common move for a lot of players. Let's see. Is he going to be trying? Oh man, he's doing it. Nice. Nicely done. Yeah, there's one more race after this finishes. It's going to be Prissy versus Terex.
Yeah, you're going to want to stick around for that one.
That's going to be a great race. Actually killing that squid there. A lot of times you don't see people do that. But I think it's 7 shots with Knight to take that guy down. So a significant bit of mashing there. So this is his last Robot Master fight. So we should see him get done here real quick.
Nice
There
easy
it
fight to
is.
go out on, and there it is.
Yeah.
Let's check.
Spot reporting 2:21:22.
There you go, the official time. Congratulations to Slurpee for really pulling through some tough times throughout this run. Gets it done.
Yeah, no kidding.
And with that, congrats again to Fastat for setting the pace in the tournament, 143. And we are going to move as quickly as we can on to our next race, Darkterix vs. Prissy. And we'll get ahead and get that set up. Let me put this screen up real quick. Let me get these streams live.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pop out here.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Fatso, and we'll look forward to next time you do commentary for the tournament.
Alright, take care, guys.
I believe you will be having a fastatcc, the most recent winner, the last match, joining us very shortly for some more commentary. And be back with you, at least for the moment. We're setting up our commentators for this next race. And we're getting all the race participants in the SRL room. Looks like they're there, and we'll be getting started in just a moment. Alright, we have fastatcc here. Coming off that big victory in his last race, setting the pace for the entire field in the Mega Man 46 Robot Master Tournament. Fast, how do you feel right now? And he's having Discord problems. Yay!
Hello.
Hey, I hear you now.
Alright. There we go.
So, Fast, you just came off a big victory that paced the entire tournament field. How are you feeling right now?
It's fun. I love this. I love 46 robots and I love tournaments. It's a great time. Ugh, I love seeing the Mega Man community come together. It's all good stuff.
It's so cool to see the cross-pollination of runners who stuck to maybe one or two Mega Man games now getting a taste of all the others in the NES Classic series. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. People have been putting a lot of work into learning Mega Man games, and it's interesting to see how people choose to use their limited time, like what games they choose to focus on, what tricks they decide to learn. Like all that stuff's really interesting to me.
Right. So we are just getting everyone ready in the SRL room right now, and as soon as our racers are ready, we will get going. No, it's very late for Prissy. He is getting his practice in. Probably just trying to stay awake at this point, really. Do whatever he can.
Yeah, it's pretty late there. But yeah, here you see Prissy practicing a quick magnet beam grab, and Tarek's going for bubble skip. Like everybody's just got their things that they're, you know, either worried about or trying to see how much time they can save on it.
Yeah, for my part, I always try to make sure the last thing that I do before I do the race is Mega Man 1, just to make sure that I come out of the gate without making a tremendous mistake. You don't want to start off the race on a sour note, you know?
Yeah, make sure you're comfortable with the physics, you know, right out of the chute.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to start with... You don't want to do Mega Man 6 right before you do Mega Man 1. That's going to throw you off a little bit, perhaps. very different physics throughout the series, but those two in particular.
Yeah. He actually slows down to set up that tip.
All right, looks like Prissy is ready.
Terex is looking pretty consistent at that bubble skip.
Yeah, that's a nice time savings there. If you can do it, and we saw you do that in your race. It's a pretty demanding setup time wise, but it's really cool to see and very effective. Okay, looks like Terex is getting all readied up in here.
Yeah, definitely not free. It takes a lot of practice.
Right. It's funny how some things can look so easy, and then then you go to try it yourself, like, oh, well, I have no idea what I'm doing here.
Yeah, it's hard to really know because you don't know the timing window by watching, and so you can see someone that can make a 2-frame trick look like completely free because they get it every time. You can watch them stream for a month and they'll never miss it.
And we have their 10-second countdown here. We will start our timer as soon as we see the runners going. Oh, or I will start early.